Welcome to Sketching Up. It's Chris, it's Matt, and it's another episode of Sketching Up. This week we're going to talk about CinemaCon, and we're going to talk about the full reboot of Scrubs, episode 9, which kind of frustrates me. There's only 9 episodes, but episode 9 came out on Wednesday, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Before we get started, Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. The allergies are kicking my ass, and then it also was 90 degrees today, so it's like it's too early for that in Philadelphia. One, and
don't
two,
complain.
the allergy
it could switch quick
and being hot is not. It's not what like I'm not like you. I like winter. I like cool. I like the fall. I like all of that. Like I don't need 90 degrees right now, man. It's April while we're recording. It's behind the scenes here. It's April 16th. Should not be this hot, but I digress.
90 degrees is crazy because I don't even think it's 90 degrees here in Houston. So you're actually in a hotter territory than I am.
I know, and that makes no sense to me. No sense.
But global warming's not. It's not real.
That isn't real.
It's not real. Well, I'm feeling better. Still feeling sick, unfortunately, but feeling good enough to get on and do podcasts. Thankfully, we missed a couple of them here and there, and whatever. But if you haven't already, make sure you follow this podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and X. I totally just butchered that one. Sketching Up Podcast and all 3 of them. You can also subscribe right here on YouTube or wherever you are listening currently. Just go find the subscribe button or the follow button and give us one of those. Give us 5 stars if you are listening on Apple or Spotify as well. Leave us a comment, a like, a share, whatever. It all helps out. So it's CinemaCon. When we got on, we were talking about it. I didn't even know what CinemaCon is. Again, another pop culture thing, just completely don't know about. But to be fair, I feel like these cons have gotten more and more over the years. Like it used to be San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, E3. Like there was like the big ones. There was all these little ones always, like local ones. But now like everything has its own con, and then there's also the big where everybody shows up con, and then there's also like this is specifically for this, and the other one's like this is specifically for that. So to be fair to me, there's a lot of different ones now where I could keep track when it was just like 4 or 5 of them. Now every company has their own con. Disney, Sony, Universal, they all have their own where they can announce all their other stuff that they don't put at these ones. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, the CinemaCon is like one, obviously, it's just a moneymaker for all these studios to just gouge us for more money.
Of course.
But for another, I don't think it needs to happen every year. I think CinemaCon would be cool if it was like every 4 years, kind of like an Olympic thing where like, you know, we're getting
just put
all
out
this
the next
stuff.
4 years of movies.
And like I already know half the stuff that is coming out, and like from when this started, I want to say Monday or Tuesday of this week it started. The stuff that they're putting out is not like mind blowing. Like there's not like trailer drops, like you said, like at San Diego Comic-Con. We at least get after Hall H is done with whoever it is, Disney, Marvel, DC, Warner Brothers. We get a couple new trailers. Like this is not it. Like they've been shown stuff, and it seems like they're showing like just longer trailers of the trailers that we've already gotten. Like, you know, the Odyssey was one of the big ones for Warner Brothers, you know, the new Christopher Nolan movie. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. This is going to be a very cool story. You know, Christopher Nolan, his movies are great. He puts so much work into making these like films and these stories to come to life. But like also they showed like, I think 2 extra minutes of the trailer that we've already seen. So I'm like, cool, great. Like, I don't know. And like, I feel like now this is more for those TikTok, Instagram influencers to go to, say that they're there, and like hopping on their channels and being like, guess what I just saw? How cool was this? It's like, cool, dude. Like, we get it. Like, you got to go to CinemaCon and see footage that we'll be seeing in the next couple months. Like, and this is stuff that we will probably see in the next coming weeks. But like what I took from it was they did show the next Spider-Verse movie, and it's still on track for coming out in 2027, which I think at this point I don't really care when it comes out because it's been such a long time since the second one came out.
Yeah, when was the second one even coming out? I don't even remember.
I don't even remember when the second one came out, but it came out, and now we're just waiting on this third one, which I'm happy that's coming back. They released that the Spaceballs movie, the second one, is coming out, and Mel Brooks and the original cast is going to be in it, which is a lot of fun. I'm excited. If Mel Brooks is at the helm of it, he created the original Spaceballs. If you have not seen that movie, 100%.
Him acting in it's got to be crazy because he's like 93 or something like that.
I know.
He's in his mid 90s.
Yeah. So he's directing it. So he wrote it and he directed it. He's going to be in it. Like that's insane wild. To me. But very funny movie. The first one, second one, I'm excited for. I don't have high hopes for. You know,
Coming to America 2 kind of vibe for me. Just by just by vibes.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm excited to see the gang back, but like also like what are they really going to do that they didn't do in the first one?
The gang that's still with us, like some of them aren't even with us anymore. It's such an old movie at this point, but
yeah. They did show Doomsday stuff. I heard Chris Evans, the Russo brothers, Kevin Feige were there. They were allowed to show some things and say that production of Secret Wars is starting in June. So they will, or end of May, beginning of June. So that movie is in pre-production right now, and Doomsday is in post-production. Okay. And it's still coming out. Doomsday is still coming out in December. It's coming out the same day Dune 3 comes out.
It's been such a long time since all this was announced. I completely forgot which order everything is even supposed to go. Like I knew Doomsday was supposed to be the next one. They said Secret Wars. I'm like, wait, is that one supposed to go first? Like I don't even remember anymore because it's just been so long since they've announced anything. I do. So you said that they collected their phones when they did the Doomsday stuff. And I said, I have one singular opinion. So we can just hit my one singular opinion on this.
Let's hear it.
Marvel, like, stop being so stuck up about this shit. Like, who cares at this point? This isn't, they're all about no spoilers, no spoilers. It's all about not showing things. Then they show too much. Then they wipe things out. We talk about Spider-Man, this new trailer, the Spider-Man, the old trailer, like where they clearly wipe things off the screen because they don't want you to know. Who cares? If you don't want people to see it, don't show it. Like, just don't show it. Like, it just makes no sense to me.
Well, I do want to, and I did not put this on the pop culture talk, and I apologize for not doing it, but I don't know if you saw what happened this past week with the Avatar movie, the Aang, the Last Airbender.
They leaked the entire
movie on X.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
For one, it's like I feel bad for everybody who was involved in that movie because it does look really good. It looks sick.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I only saw clips.
Okay.
I don't think I just saw people posting clips and I was like, oh, did they release a trailer? I was pretty much you. Yeah. And when you thought there was a Punisher trailer that came out and it did not come out, you were just seeing scenes from an old Daredevil.
Yeah, you were thinking the same thing. Like, is this new? Like, what's going on here?
And then I finally caught up and was like, oh, someone leaked the whole
movie. Was it like a phone recording or someone on the inside? No, it was legit.
Like, no, I saw clips from someone who screen recorded the tweet, and it was high definition. Like,
oh, it's out there then. It's out there. Like, you can find it on some site. If you really wanted to find it, you could definitely find it.
Oh, you could 100% find it. Like, it's gone. It's in the nether, and they can never get it back. Like, they can never completely kill it on the internet.
Yeah,
but like, that's in a thing. Like, okay, they leaked it. People are upset. Paramount is running a full investigation on whoever leaked it. But in my mind, I'm like, this isn't anything new. We're always getting this. It's always getting leaked. That is the problem. You let these people in to see it. Someone gets it, and
then they put it out there. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to take all your phones. It's like, if you have to go through taking all people's phones to show them a clip, don't show the clip. You don't have to show it. You don't at all. We've seen clips already. We know that it was filmed. I don't understand. Like, it's like we have to be secretive. Like, we have to do this. Like, this is the inner circle. Like, this is the people that get to see it. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're so worried about people leaking anything, then don't show anybody. Just leave it. You can leave stuff for when the film actually comes out. You don't have to show us every scene before the movie comes out in clips, and then we just watched it all pieced together. But that was my one opinion on it, is if you don't want people to see it, then don't show anybody. It's that simple.
Yeah. And so, I just, it's to wrap this whole CinemaCon thing up, my whole takeaway is like, this doesn't really need to happen. Like,
it doesn't move the needle whatsoever.
Yeah. And like, it would be cool if they did this, like I said, like the Olympics. It happens every 4 years. They get down and they're at this point, they do it at a point where they can release trailers and do all that in session with their stage time or whatever, and people get to see what they're showing, and that'd be great. But like, having it every year is just like, this is
pointless.
Stupid to me. This is very stupid to me.
I mean, Disney put out their next movies till like 2030 already. Yeah. So what new are we really seeing other than the people that got the exclusive clip? Like, what are we really even seeing at that point? So who cares? That's my whole thing on this. Like, I didn't know it existed because I didn't care it existed. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter to me. So
exactly. Whatever. So it's just like one of those things. I know we're being bah humbugs about this, but it's just like, it's gotten too much. Like, I'm tired of scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and seeing these guys who pretty much, it's like cocaine to them, going to these things and getting these private viewings of clips and saying, oh my God, it was so great. And we see them like literally 48 hours later. It's like, dude, we don't need the hype up for a fucking trailer. We need
but that's like the point. That's why you get the influencers there, because they have a following and they have people interacting, and they're like, oh, I just saw this, it was crazy. And then everybody's online like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then it comes out a day later and then everybody sees it. It just builds the hype for this stuff, but it just doesn't really need to be there. But at the same time, probably does. All right. Like, if you don't have that social media hype, it's just like anything else we do. We have to make clips for this podcast or no one's ever going to hear of it. So I guess you got to do the same thing with these things. But anyway, my overall, first of all, Spaceballs 2, I believe has been a thing for like 7 years now. They
ever since the first movie came out, because there's a line in the movie where he goes, I'll reunite with Spaceballs 2 to search for more money.
but the actual announcement was a while ago now. Like, they said, like, we're going to be doing Spaceballs 2 for a while. So who knows when that'll actually release. Maybe he'll save it for when he moves on to a better place, that they put it out and it's like, here's the last hurrah kind of thing. Who knows? Because he is up there. I can't believe that he's doing it at 90 whatever.
I know. Whatever. It's insane.
But I missed all of this. I missed all of this because I had the opportunity to go see Ava Bunn, who's on the new Scrubs, and doing like I don't want to call it a stand-up show, because it definitely was not a stand-up show. She does like one-woman shows or skits. And she was out in Austin, which is about 2-ish hours from us. And Mary and I went out there. She invited us out there like the day before too. Like, she invited me out after the podcast, but that show's been sold out since I had her on. So I was like, all right, well, it's sold out. So good for her. Whatever. Like, I just left it at that. And then the day before, she's like, oh no, like, I'll just get you tickets. Come through her, basically. First of all, if you ever have the opportunity to go see her one-woman show, or it's not really a one-woman show, it's a bunch of skits with different comedians as well. It's called Late Bloomers. There were parts where I was legitimately crying, laughing. It was that funny. And I'm not just saying that. There was one skit, I don't remember what it was, because there's a lot of really good ones that she did. But I'm like crying, laughing. I look over at Mary, and I mean, she's like crocodile tears laughing at this skit. I wish I could remember exactly which one that happened on, but we were laughing so hard at so many of them, it's hard to know which one it was. But it was cool.
Right.
We got to meet her. She was so grateful and happy that we went out there, just seeing friendly faces and stuff like that. Got to meet her. That was the first time I met her in person, which for me, when I do those types of podcasts, like that's always the most exciting thing. I get to like meet like her or Phil Lamar or Rob Paulson, Tab Murphy, like all these different people. It's really cool to actually meet these people in person and make that real connection. But I do have one story for you, but I've kind of put it on my social, but I'm going to put the story anyway. So after the show, we see her, we say hello for the first time. It's the first time I've actually gone and said hello to her in person. We talk for a minute. She's going, everyone's congratulating her and everything because it was a sold out, really funny show. And then we just kind of wait. We talk to some people. We talk to ourselves. We wait until it's all ending. So we talk to her again, and we're talking to her. And I me, Mr. Funny over here. I'm like, I'm glad the show is good because I missed the season finale Scrubs for this. So we get into a quick conversation about it, and she goes like, "There's this crazy story. Do you mind if I spoil this episode for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do mind. Don't spoil the episode. Like, I want to watch it. What are you talking about? Like, no, don't spoil the episode." So she didn't tell me what it was. We'll get into it in a minute. Spoilers for anybody going forward because we're going to talk about Scrubs in a minute. But like, it was just funny. She's like, "Can I spoil the episode for you? Do you mind if I spoil the episode for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mind. Like, don't spoil the episode. I want to go watch it now." Like, I came to your show. I missed it because I came to your show. Don't now spoil it for me.
Don't spoil this for me.
But she was awesome. I recommend anybody go see her. She's
speaking
amazing.
of like sketch shows and stuff like that, I should have brought this up in the beginning, but
sure.
My lovely girlfriend surprised me and signed me up for improv classes, and I have my first one on Monday.
Wow, that's big news. Yeah, that is a show leader.
Yeah. I like, so first off, something about me, and I think Chris, who knows me from the pod and outside the pod, I'm an extrovert. I can talk to anybody. I'm fine going into a group of people I don't know and becoming friendly with them, and I'm very open and lighthearted. But she signed me up for these, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Like, that's gonna be great." And she's like reading what it says. It's like there's a bunch of classes. There's, I think, like 15 classes, and then the last class is the show where you can invite friends and family to come and see your improv show. In that moment, in that last sentence, the anxiety of doing improv in front of someone hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, "Oh no, you will not be coming to see me."
I'm gonna be there.
Oh,
I'm gonna be there.
It is going to be like, I did my first class and it was fun.
Follow Sketching Up on YouTube. We will be live streaming the show.
Oh my God. And so we do our first, technically the second class. The first class I missed because I was away, and then there was the Easter break, and then we went to this class and we do different warm-up techniques, get to know everybody. Everybody in the class is very friendly, very nice. It's a safe space to be in. And I'm like doing these skits, and I think I just watched Scrubs, like an older episode, and I was just, all of my like prompts that I brought were like doctor prompts. And I was like, I gotta get out of this mode. I gotta do something new. I gotta figure something else out. So then I went to like TSA. I did like in like an actual airplane, like stuff like that. And once the show ended, I'm walking home. It's not a far walk from where I live, and I'm just thinking to myself, no one should ever see this. No one can ever see this. And I know someone's going to find it and someone's going to see it, because I know that they do like a live stream on their YouTube.
Interesting.
I was like, oh, this is going to get a lot worse. Yeah, they told us that in the class.
You hear that? Everyone listening, you hear that?
And
he's not going to say the name of the place. He's not going
to. Never. It's
we're going to find it. We're going to find it.
Never coming out, and no one else is going to see this. And there will be technical difficulties when I get there if this gets leaked.
We're going to find that. We're going to find that live stream. Darn it! It's the last thing I do, and it probably will be. But her show was amazing. She extrovert beyond extrovert. She does not like fear anything. She will do
Yeah,
anything for comedy, no matter what it is. But she's awesome. She's really nice, and she was just so excited and grateful that we took the time to go out just to see her show and support her and stuff like that.
that's
So
awesome. Yeah, she seems really cool, and
yeah,
she is one of the breakout stars in the new show. I think
yeah,
let's just get right into the show because
sure,
I think this show did what we were projecting in the last couple episodes on how it's going to be the keep it simple, stupid method, where it was the same format as the original show
it
with
was
with updated updated lingo, with updated um, different medical I want to say
practices.
practices, and just how a today's hospital would be run. A teaching
Hmm.
hospital, which is Sacred Heart, is a teaching hospital, and I think it did so well with it. Just you hit the nostalgia on the head in the first episode, and then we went straight into a new story.
Yeah,
We
you,
didn't
they
keep,
drew you in with bringing in the old, and then they just were like, "This is brand new." And the new one, you see that the way. So let's bring it back a little bit. First of all, season 9 is not a part of this at all. For anybody that's seen season 9, maybe you haven't seen this yet. You're just listening because you want to. Whatever. Season 9 is not a part of it at all. They cut that out. Bill Lawrence didn't want to do it. None of the cast wanted to do it. ABC kind of forced them into doing it, and it was like, we're either doing it with or without you. And they're like, well, you're not doing it without me. So they pitched in.
right.
So they cut that out completely. It is not canon to anything that happens for the rest of this. So season 8, last episode. If you haven't seen it, it's been a long time, so it's okay. He's picturing what his life could be on the board. I think it's one of the better season finale or series finales like ever. I think it's so good. I think it hits a lot of nostalgia. It hits all the marks, right? It hits all the marks. So, what the first episode you see, it did not work how he thought it was going to work.
Yeah.
Like it did not end up being what he thought it was going to be. He's a traveling doctor. He is not at Sacred Heart anymore. He's not with Elliot anymore. They got divorced. Um, Things are fine, but not great, kind of thing. He goes back to Sacred Heart, meets up with Dr. Cox. Things happen, but at the end of the episode, Dr. Cox is like, I can't do this anymore. I need you to do it. Which now going back, knowing what we know, there was a reason he couldn't do it anymore. Like he literally did not have the energy physically
Yes.
because that, all right, I'm gonna skip right to it really quick because we brought up Dr. Cox. Dude, episode 8, I legitimately like had tears.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, you want to talk about breaking out the hits and Scrubs? When Dr. Cox goes down and then they say like he gives the whole like I'm scared thing. I mean, like, holy cow, that's up there with Ben.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ben episodes. It reminds me of the Ben episodes.
Big time. Like that one. So the Ben episodes were like emotional, especially the one for anybody that hasn't seen it, turn off now because there's
Yeah.
gonna be major spoilers and you're not gonna be able to re-see this. The episode where you think JD's other patient died, but it was really Ben that died.
Yeah.
Like that one was definitely like emotional, but you don't like it's not a tear jerker as much. Like you don't like you're not breaking down to cry. Like you might shed a tear, especially if you're an emotional person, you might shed a tear. But like you're not breaking down when the Dr. Cox things happen, like you could break down and cry. That was like unbelievably emotional, especially because of how connected you are to the character from
Yeah.
the first 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, man. So I
It
don't mean to
was,
jump around, but I
yeah, no,
mentioned Dr. Cox. I had to go to it.
yeah. And so just to, JD takes over the chief of medicine job.
Yep.
And I think is the perfect job for him. I think
Yes.
like
100%.
they led into that to a person who definitely didn't want it, and anybody who doesn't want power like a chief of medicine does in a hospital is probably the best person for the job. And I think when JD takes over and Dr. Cox is just in that like one episode and you're like, oh my God, why was he only in one episode? Like, he's such a good character. How could you do this to us? And then you get into, like I said, you go into the new story of the new trainees, of the new teaching and how it's going. And then you start to realize what's really going on with Dr. Cox's character and
Yeah.
how it transitions to this point of him collapsing in episode 8. And you're like, holy shit, now this makes a lot of sense. And to put JD in Dr. Cox's position, and now he has to treat Dr. Cox, I think that sets up for a beautiful next season. Even though I'm mad there was only 9 episodes, like I wanted more episodes.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we could switch right into that. Like, most TV shows do this now. Most all of them do. They do the 9 episodes, 8 episodes, 10 episodes, which is already frustrating. The biggest problem with this is it was 9 22-minute episodes.
yeah.
Like, what are we doing? That's not enough time. Like, if you're going to do 22 minutes, at least 15.
Yeah.
Like 9, you're in single digits still.
Yeah.
9 episodes. Like, did they think like, oh, let's see if this hits? Or I don't really understand that. I can't believe they didn't even get to 10. Like,
Yeah.
was it in a
Yeah,
contract? If we get to double digits, like, you guys get paid more? Like, I don't understand why 9
I don't
episodes.
know why they did it like that. That's like probably my only gripe with the season is that it's just so short because
so
every
short.
episode was a banger. Every episode had
22 minutes was
great.
perfect, by the way. They did not need to extend it. They did not need to make it 30 or longer, because sometimes when you have these reboots, they'll make it 30 or longer. Now, this technically did air on TV first.
Yeah.
Like, this was on TV, so it had to be 22 minutes. 22 minutes was perfect.
Yeah. Love the timing, and just the episode structures were exactly like the original Scrubs. They were structured the same way, which I loved.
ABC story.
But I think
ground.
having only 9 episodes for this first season, and like you said, maybe they didn't think it was going to hit as well as it did. I honestly, my own opinion, how could you not? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, you could think that, but how could you not think this was going to be a banger? It was so good.
You're not just getting, the original writer and creator doing the show, but you also have the talented Zach Braff, who plays, Dr.
The main character. Yeah,
the main character, but he is such a good director. Like, and he's such a good writer that he did direct and write some of these episodes. And it's just like, you're going to get 10 out of 10 from this show when you have this powerhouse of writers and directors working this show, So yeah, I'm a little upset on that, but I think it was awesome. The cast that they got, we talked about one of them. I think the cast that they got was awesome. The new cast,
I think they were fantastic. The new cast is fantastic.
Just so great. I like all they all have different layers. They're all, we're still figuring out about a lot of them. Like, I'm glad that they didn't like give us a look into their lives off the cusp. Like, we still don't know a lot about them.
We don't
There's
really
still
know
a lot
them
of
that well.
story to tell with them, which I think is really good. I think with the old cast coming in, telling their story, but keeping them in the hospital, like, we didn't really go into, like, we went into JD's personal life because JD is the main character. Like, you can't have Scrubs without JD. So you're going to go into their story, and that's always going to branch over into Elliot's story, so a little bit about her, but we don't know a lot about Turk. We don't know what's really going on in his family life. We really just know about his personal, like, he was burnt out, which I think was a great way to get Turk.
Yeah, we'll get back to him. We'll get back to him because I have some opinions on him, on Turk.
On Turk?
Yeah.
Because I think every episode really expanded on their lives in just the right amount.
I think so too.
We didn't need to go into their what have they been doing for the past 10 10 years that we haven't
More
seen the
than that,
show.
I think.
Yeah, 10, 20 years. I don't know.
I
But
don't know if
like,
it's been 20, but it's got to be close. I mean, Scrubs started in 2001 and it went 9 seasons. But if you say 8 seasons, you're talking like 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. That's 16 years.
yeah.
I
So
actually think at one point they said 17 years. I think when the janitor comes in at the last episode there, I think he goes, "Oh, it's been 30 years." And he's like, "It's been 17 years."
17.
I think it
Yeah.
was 17 was the number he
17. Yeah.
says.
But yeah, I think we didn't need to know what was going on in all their lives in that time. And to get us introduced to the new cast, you couldn't put too much stock in the old cast.
Yeah. You had to have a good
A
balance, but
lot of
you
shows
did
you
have to have it
do
60-40 and not 50-50.
Yeah, because like in a lot of shows, when it's like a reboot, they'll go into like 3 episodes of what these people have been going through for the X amount of years they have. It's like, all right, yeah, cool, you filled in the blanks, but like, what's going on now? But by the time you get done with all their what they've been up to, you're already halfway through the season and you're starting a new story, which I
Yeah.
hate. So they did a very good job on that. Now, you want to talk about Turk, and I have some things about Turk too.
Yeah, so there's 2 things. One, how old is Neil Flynn? Do we know off the top of our head, or do we want to search really quick
I'll
how
search
old
it.
Neil
Yeah.
Flynn is? You search. The reason I say that is because, like, he was old. I don't know if it's part of his character a little bit, but, like, he was definitely old in his one episode he was there. And he comes in as like the chair of janitors or something like that. I don't remember exactly what his title is. It was goofy. It was fine. Like
65 years old.
He does not. He seems older than 65 in that
Yeah,
episode.
that's what it says.
Well, I'm saying in that did he not? He seemed old in that episode. The way he talked, the way he moved, the mannerisms, everything. The thing that with that was like kind of like, it's all right. It didn't seem like the janitor. It's like they tried to do some tropes of it, but it didn't really seem like it. Almost felt like, well, we can't not have him here. Yeah. More than it was like, here's an actual plot point that involves him. Until the end, where the son that they show JD's like kind of friends with or whatever.
Yep.
Not friends with. The janitor, the new janitor, is actually his son, and then he ruins that, and now the new janitor doesn't like him at all. So like that's really the only setup that was done with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Is this new guy supposed to play the part of Neil Flynn's janitor? I don't know. For the entire first season, the janitor was supposed to be a figment of his imagination. So like how do you recreate that? Like he grew into more, but when we loved him was from that first season, and you were able to do so much more because he wasn't supposed to be seen by anybody else. So he was a little like more unrealistic to start, and then you realize like, oh, this guy's funny, so you keep going that way. So that was the only thing I had to say about him. He was fine. Didn't feel like it was really like, he almost felt pushed into there and not placed into there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that he probably could have come in a little sooner.
Yeah.
And the 100%. Big reveal that the new janitor is his son could have waited until the final episode.
It was in the final episode.
Yeah, but it could have, like, what I'm saying is I would have rathered him be there kind of like Dr. Cox, one episode, and then we don't see him for a while.
And then he comes back the reveal, in the last episode.
Yeah, and then the reveal that that's his son would have hit a little harder. And we'll be like, oh, God.
You don't even really get introduced to the other janitor character until the last episode either. Like, you don't see them hugging, saying it's going to be okay, whatever they were doing, until the last episode. So, like, everything happened on the last episode. That's why it feels pushed and not placed. So, with Turk was nerfed for sure. He was extra corny. Turk's one of my favorite characters in the original run. I think probably Dr. Cox might be my favorite character. He's just so complex, and I like Kelso a lot. Unfortunately, Kelso is not in it at all. I'm pretty sure he's in his 90s. I don't think he's showing up ever. But I like Turk a lot. And I get the direction they were trying to go. The mental direction, that was a cool direction. It's a little different. He's been doing it now for, if you're talking 17 years. and the other one was like 10 years. He's been doing it for almost 30 years. Like him being burnt out makes sense. But like just some of the lines, the way he delivered it, some of the things he did was a little cartoonish.
Yeah.
Like it was just a little corny to me. And I really like the character. So I'm like super critical about it rather than being like, if anybody else is doing it, it's like, yeah, whatever. Like it's fine. But he's one of the like he's the second main character basically in the first go around of Scrubs, right? Like he's right
Yeah.
there. So to see him almost acting like a side character in most of his scenes and some of the stuff they had him say and do just wasn't the way I would go, but we'll see where it develops from here, right?
Yeah, I mean, with Turk, my thing was I agree with you that his his character kind of went into this more caricature of Turk for this
Yeah.
one. And I saw that kind of happening because the dynamic of the show was going in a direction of that JD is now his boss.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're not
Well, kind of.
on the
Isn't he runs the hospital, yes, but like he's the chief of medicine, he's the chief of surgery. So are they not like at the same level?
no.
Because
That
medicine would be the doctors and surgery would be the surgeons.
Yeah, but chief of medicine controls like the day-to-day everything
No,
of the hospital.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's definitely above him, but they're not like this. Like the
No, they're
way
not.
they
It's
act,
not
they
a
make it seem like this. But
yeah,
it's like this. It's like right there.
yeah, so but that's my issue is that like they made it seem like since he's taken this new role, their dynamic in the hospital has changed.
Yeah.
And I saw that being a strain on like their characters' relationships. So then it's going to be a strain on Turk's character itself, where he doesn't have the same, I guess, I don't know, path that his character did in the original. It's just going to be very different. And so now that Turk's, a family man, he has three daughters, and now
I think
he's
four. I think it was
four
four
daughters.
daughters.
Yeah, four
Yeah.
daughters. And, he's chief of surgery and he's burnt out and he's trying to teach these new surgeons that came in. And it's just like a whole different dynamic for the fun Turk that we saw when he was just an everyday surgeon. Now he's dealing with all that. And I think his transition of the character wasn't as clean as JD.
Yeah, that's why he seems like a caricature. That's why he seems like a little corny, a little cheesy, is because of that exact thing. And also, they talked about the four daughters. Carla's not in it at all. She's on a different show, so
Yeah.
she's like splitting time. So that's another piece of it, right? Like in the original run, like they're not always in the same scenes, but their relationship and their dynamic is so important to
It's
the rest of
huge.
the group.
Yeah.
And she is very important to the entire cast. So her still working there, but literally never being there is definitely a big, big hole in it. And not that I disliked her as a character. She's never one of my favorite characters in the show, but she
Yeah.
definitely holds the group together really well. And then he talks a lot about the four daughters and how it's really tough living and all this other stuff. But then you don't really see any of it. And I know we
Yeah.
didn't get really into a lot of this stuff, but even like him being at like they go somewhere and he has to leave because the daughter needs to pick up, or like you see it a little bit with Carla because Carla wants some good loving from him, and so he goes off and skips the poker night one, but you don't really see that much of like where it's actually a burden to him,
Yeah.
like ever. Like you see it very small doses except for the poker game night.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just him complaining about it with no actually action taking place. So it's a lot of complaining on one end and then kind of like cornball on the other end. And that's just not the Turk the Turk was confident. He was cool. He was goofy. He was like a very well-rounded individual character, where now it seems like they have a couple different directions and they go major one way or major the other way, and it just doesn't really fit his character at all. That was my biggest thing, other than it being 9 episodes. That was my biggest thing with the whole thing. Is like, I love Donald Faison. Like, I love him as an actor. I think he's really good as an actor.
Yeah.
But I just think overall they didn't have a direction for, like, it's almost like we wanted to change the character, didn't know exactly which way we wanted to go, but they shouldn't have done anything. Like, yeah, he could be burnt out but still be that guy. We've seen it in the original run, right? Like, he was still that guy when he got diagnosed with diabetes. He was still that guy when bad things would happen. He would go into those slumps, when he would get stage fright and he couldn't operate on somebody. Like, he was still the cool jock, and he just got a little more exposed. In this one, it's like he's not exposed. He's just a completely different person. And we never explore what happened there. We never see like why it became that way. We know he's burnt out by what he said, but we don't really see him, why he's burnt out. We don't really see the actions that cause it. Where everybody else, we kind of see the actions that cause what goes on.
Yeah. And so I think it was just a little taken from us. His character was taken back a little more. And so that's like, it's not a bad gripe, but I think what they added kind of made up for it. Like the new trainees, the new student doctors did a really good job, and they had a really good mix of them, you know?
They did.
But I do have to say,
5 was perfect, by the way. 5 was perfect. 5 was perfect.
Yeah.
I think if they went with 9 or 10 and 5 of them were forward, but 5 of them were backward, it would have been too much. I know it's like unrealistic to just have 5 interns.
Yeah.
But like 5 was the perfect amount to go with.
Yeah. I think they all shined in their own little way, and definitely did a really good job of kind of carving out their space in the Scrub universe, because they were all memorable, which was great. All their characters were memorable. Each of their episodes that we kind of hovered around them more were really good. But I do have to say, one of my favorite new characters was the HR lady, played by Vanessa Bayer.
Yep.
She was freaking hilarious, and I love that new part.
I think she had the most, out of all the new cast, she was the most mixed. From what people I talked to, things you see online, people either absolutely loved her or couldn't stand her character. There was no one really in between. I thought she added a really funny dynamic of like, because a lot of times when these reboots come, it's like, oh, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that now, like you couldn't do this now. And instead of addressing like why the comedy's not the same, they literally have like the comedy police there on set. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't have to address like, why is the Todd not as like gross as he was with women and stuff? Like, it's there to address it in real time. So that's why I think it's a great addition, because it actually transitions really well into the modern day, where instead of like, why didn't they talk about this? Why don't they do that? Like, why this is something they couldn't get away with, whatever you want to say. Now they don't have to worry about that because they have that monitor right there on set. And that's why they can't get away with it anymore. You don't have to ask why they're not making jokes like that. They're not making jokes like that because of this. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a good addition.
Yeah, it was a great decision by the writers to do that. And I thought it was perfect dynamic in the first episode with Dr. Cox and the way that he talks, and him not being able to talk the way he normally does.
And it was great in the 8th episode too, when she had no control anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't work here. I have no control.
Yeah. But yeah, like also, you know, Dr. Kevin Park, who gives JD the hardest time, is pretty much I wouldn't say the pseudo Cox of the doctors. I really liked his character. I think his character was subtly good. You know,
it got better as it went. In the beginning, I'm like, they don't have a clear direction for this. They know they need someone to oppose JD, but they don't know how they want to do it yet. But he really grew into the character he's going to become. I'm sure he's still like, just like Dr. Cox, like he was a part of the group, but he still opposed everything. It's going to be the same dynamic where he's going to be a part of the group, but he's still going to oppose everything. But in the beginning, I'm like, they just have this guy here to oppose, but there's no backstory really behind it other than they both like Dr. Cox. Yeah. But now you're starting to see more and more of why he kind of opposes everything, why he's more like Cox and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he was really good. I just the story itself did a really good job for me. I think the inner workings of a teacher hospital in today's world was brought to life really well.
Yeah. And that's what they've always been good. So what is your final grade? Let's go with a grading system, not a number system.
Okay. I would give the final grade a B+.
I was going to go A-. So we're right around the same.
Yeah.
Right around the same. Big hit from me because of the 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Big hit for me for being 9 episodes. That's actually the biggest hit of anything. I think that's the thing that got to me the most is like, why are we doing 9 episodes? It's 22 minutes. We can do more.
Yeah.
I'm not on set, but I'm telling you we can.
My biggest hit was the way that they did Turk's character.
Yeah.
Was kind of upsetting to me. The way that they did the janitor at the end, like at this point, it's like, why did you even bring him in?
Yep.
And the other big hit would probably have to be that, like, the first 2 to 3 episodes, I would say, I don't know, there's this underlying theme of like JD never getting over
Elliot,
and it's like, we got to just stop this. Like, I'm kind of over the whole JD Elliot relationship. I like them as friends. I like them as colleagues. Let's just keep it that way and like not have him dwindling on this. And
yeah, but I think he had to get to that point to get to where like they ended it with, at least. Like if you were married to somebody for however many years and you don't see them and now you work with them, like feelings may come back up, kind of thing. So I was actually okay with the beginning of like, oh, I work with her every day, now I miss her. But they definitely started to push away from that. I mean, they did the harp lady.
Yeah,
in the
that
one
was a good
episode.
one.
That was a good one. And now this girl they met he meets at the end that he's clearly going to start dating at least in season 2, because they end with them on a good note at the end of that episode. So, well, she'll at least come back as a love interest. Now, mind you, in the regular show, he was a dog.
Yeah,
like he was banging anything that moves in the original run. So maybe we'll do it again in this run here.
He's too old to be doing that. He's too old.
Hey, if he could do it, he could do it.
Yeah. Still got the drive. He could do it.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, but he knows the old ones.
He knows the old ones.
He knows the old ones.
He's still patting around out there.
He's still patting around out there. Well, if you haven't seen Scrubs, go check it out. The new season has been great. You're going to want to check that out. And make sure you follow Sketching Up on anything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter/X, Facebook. Everything that goes to Instagram goes to Facebook. So if you really want to follow Facebook, you can, but you can also just follow Instagram and get the same information. Same information you're going to get from there. But follow us on all that anyway. Subscribe to the podcast as well. If you're listening and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to it. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. If you're listening somewhere else, hit that follow button. Give us 5 stars. Give us a comment. Give us a like. Give us all that stuff. We want to hear from you on each episode every single time. We talked about Ava Bunn coming on my podcast. You could catch that. Mad Props Podcast, or Mad Props for Chris Schnabel, with Chris Schnabel, wherever you get your podcasts. Stumbling over my own words again. Wherever you get your podcast, she joined that recently. You do not want to miss that episode. It was really good. And make sure you check out her show. I believe it's only in LA now, so you got to go to LA to see it. But if you are in LA, definitely check it out. It's called Late Bloomers with Ava Bunn. It was hilarious. You do not want to miss it. Next week, we'll talk a little bit more Invincible. It's going to be ending next week. I've been rereading it all. I'm 9 issues. What are the
volumes?
What are the things? Volumes. 9 volumes in. So I might not be finished with it by then, but I'm going to be maybe pretty far along on that one. So we'll compare it a little bit to where it's at with the comic. We'll talk about the entire season. It's been excellent so far. It's going to be one you don't want to miss, because we're going to have a lot of passion behind that. A lot of passion. We always have passion. A lot of passion on this one.
Just a bunch of passion.
Passionate. We're very passionate.
There it is.
For Matt, I'm Chris. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Sketching Up. See you next week. See ya.
Peace.
Later.